2023 is already a big year for gamers. There are some big games that we've played in the first month of 2023, and there are a lot more to come. We have seen the failure of Forspoken and surprise release of Hi-Fi Rush that made a lot of news and kept medias busy. I already made videos about them, so don't forget to check them out. So here we are, February. Some big titles are going to release this month, and in this video we are going to talk about them. Before we get into what big titles are coming our way this month, it's time for you to punch that subscribe button in the fucking face. Number 1. Deliver Us Mars. By the time you are watching this video, Deliver Us Mars is already out there and you can play it. This game is set to release on February 2nd on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and Windows. This one is a direct sequel to the Deliver Us the Moon. Just like the previous title, this one is a sci-fi adventure game and narrates through a post-apocalyptic world, and as Kathy Johansson, you have a mission to recover a colony ship that has been stolen by a mysterious group. The game shares so many similar elements to the previous title, but still, it has some new gameplay mechanics and of course better looking visuals. If you like sci-fi games, especially cruising around the galaxy and space, this one seems like a good deal for you. It takes 8 hours to beat this game and you can buy this with the price of $30. Number 2. Hogwarts Legacy. Potterheads, it's time for you to shine. Finally, one of the biggest and most anticipated video games of all time is hitting the market, and everyone just can't wait to get their hands on this one. February 10th is the day that you can finally press play on the new adventure of Harry Potter's world. You can play this game on PS5, Xbox Series XS, and Windows PC. The 8th gen version is out there, but the time has not come yet for it. It's been a long time since we had a Harry Potter game, and Avalanche Software, the studio that brought you Just Cause, has been working on this title for a few years now, and there has been some annoying and suffocating delays for this game. But all the trailers and demos for this game has promised some strong and solid adventure elements, an engaging story, and of course, crazy gameplay. Also, let's not forget about the RPG elements and customization. Well, it doesn't have any Harry Potter or Dumbledore or even Lord Voldemort, but the presence of Hogwarts and wizardry is good enough to go nuts when this one comes out. $70 price tag for at least 35 hours. Fair deal. Number 3. Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. We already have the Hi-Fi Rush for a good rhythm-based game lately, but if you're not good enough, you can still wait a little bit more for this game. But not all of you can play this one. Final Barline is coming out February 16th on PS4 and Nintendo Switch. Not sure why not PS5, but that's just how it is. This one is brought to you by Square Enix as the next major installment for this popular franchise. I have some good news about the Final Fantasy fans. You have 385 music tracks from this franchise that you can play through. The rhythm gameplay is your main thing, but you can do so much more. Recruit new characters and customize your party. You can play this game in multiplayer with 4 players in each match online. If you like rhythm-based games and also a fan of Final Fantasy, then this one is for you, only if you are willing to pay $60. Number 4. Wild Hearts. In February 17th, you get to play this game on your PS5, Xbox Series XS, and Windows PC. This one is brought to you by EA and Koei Tecmo. If you like Monster Hunter franchise, then this one may intrigue you. This game is actually a direct competitor to Monster Hunter and is about, well, you guessed it, hunting monsters. The world building in this one seems so amazing and mind-bending, and medieval Japan is the world that the developers choose to put players in it, and it looks lit. You have some damaging tools and weapons, and there are tons of creatures that you can take them out with whatever you have in your arsenal. The visuals and graphics is the main superstar of this game. The world looks gorgeous and you will enjoy cruising around it. Also, you can play this one in multiplayer, but you have to pay $70 for this one and you get at least 30 hours of gameplay and adventure, which is fair enough. Number 5. The Settlers New Aliens. Finally, a strategy game. It's been so long since we played one of these. If you are a strategy game fan, then you must definitely know the Settlers franchise. Well, the new installment of this series is coming out on 17th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PC and Nintendo Switch. In this game, you'll take control of 3 different factions and you will lead your citizen to glory of the victory in war. And you must build up your faction, power up and manage all your resources to be the best out of all factions. The fun in this game is timeless, but it's worth $70 of your video game budget. So, your turn now. Number 6, Atomic Heart. This one is actually interesting. The trailers of the game was intriguing enough for us to give this one a chance. It will come out at 21st for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. The world building on this one is actually the main thing that kept everybody interested. There are some familiar elements that remind us of BioShock series. You control the main character who is a soldier and must rise against a machine who are trying to take over the world. Just the same old thing. We have to wait for the Metacritic score to see how this game will perform, but right now, $60 for 25 hours seems like a fair deal. Number 7, Like a Dragon, Ishin. All you are Yakuza fan can't wait for this one any longer, can you? Well, 21st is the day that you can get this title on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. This one is a remake of Ryu ga Gotoku Ishin, which first released in 2014 in Japan. Since the westernization of the Yakuza franchise, fans have been hoping to get their hands on this one, and their wish is becoming a reality very soon. Sega didn't really thought that this franchise could achieve this much popularity in West, but here we are. You get to play as a legendary hero, Sakamoto Ryoma. God, why did I sound Spanish and Russian at the same time? You get to take part in an epic adventure of samurai drama which sets in Japan's Edo period. Ready to get your hands on this one? $60 for 45 hours of gameplay. That's just good stuff, man. Number 8, Horizon Call of the Mountain. If you like VR games and also a fan of Horizon franchise, then 22nd February is your Christmas Eve. This one is a spin-off from Guerrilla Games and is a flagship title for PlayStation VR 2. The shows and trailers has promised us some good content for this one, and there's only a matter of time to see how this one performs on scores. There's a new protagonist on the block who has to deal with the threats that has risen in their motherland. This one worth $60, and also, no need to say that you need PSVR 2 headset to play it. Number 9, Octopath Traveler 2. If you played the first Octopath Traveler, then this one would interest you. The pure cuteness in this world is not unlike any other. The visuals of this game is becoming something rare in this industry, and if you like adventures game with this style, this one can really entertain you. You can do a lot of stuff in the game. You can wander around the world, talk to the other characters, and gather items. Although this one is the second installment to the franchise, but none of the characters from the first one appears to be in this one. The first one took 100 hours to totally complete, and this one should not be any different. Still, you got to spend $60 to have this one in your library. Number 10, Kerbal Space Program 2. I'm actually so psyched about this one. I used to love the first one, and trailers for the second one actually looks good. The developers said that this one is actually redesigned from the ground up for this to be more realistic and for the players to have better experience than before, which you can experience it yourself in 25th on PC. There are a lot of new elements to the gameplay, and trailers showed us some new amazing items on the spaceship part. Although you should know, it's just early access and you have to wait a little longer for the full release. Still, you have to pay $50 for the Kerbal Space Program 2 on early access, but you'll get the crazy amount of 400 hours of gameplay. That's sick. Number 11, Destiny 2 Lightfall. This is a long time coming thing. The new expansion for the popular video game Destiny 2 is set out to release on 28th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. This expansion faced some delays, and finally we are going to play this one. Lightfall is going to give players some new location and of course new features in the gameplay. If you want some cool new skin, guess what? You'll get tons. The location on this expansion is actually the planet of Neptune, where a city on this planet needs your help. You need to spend $15 on this one and you will get a decent amount of content, and I think it's a good price, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. Number 12, Scars Above. This list was getting a little boring without a horror game. Well, now we have one and we get a space horror. How good is that? Scars Above is set to come out on 28th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. You play as Kate and you're going to explore a new spooky planet where there's a tons of dangerous creatures. This game gives you the vibe of Returnal video game, and the third-person shooter elements hits hard on the trailers. We'll have to wait to see if it's any good or not. It's weird, but there's no data about the price or how long it takes to beat the game, so we'll leave it at that. Number 13, PSVR 2 games. There's a lot of PSVR 2 launch titles that are coming out with the headset itself. I cannot name them all right now because there's a lot of them, but I will write the titles on the description, so check them out. Thanks for sticking to the end. This has been your boy Polycraze. Don't forget to subscribe. I post every day. See you later, guys.